Welcome to the National Professional Qualification for Middle Leaders, NPQML. Delighted you've joined us this afternoon for this webinar. There will be a recording made available to you and a copy of the slides. It is designed as a simple information giving session. We're not planning to it being a discussion forum today, although if there are any questions you would like to ask, there is a pop-up chat box to pose these questions. It might be that you consider them later, and there'll be ample opportunity in your first face-to-face day to ask the facilitators any questions that you might have. My name is Claire Harnden. I'm Assistant Head at Esher High School and Director of Teaching School for the Esher Learning Trust. I'm also the lead facilitator on the course and have responsibility for NPQML. NPQML is currently delivered as a collaboration between the Surrey Teaching Schools Network, West Hill Special School and Esher Church of England High School. We're very proud of our course and we're really looking forward to working with you and supporting you through your journey over the next 12 to 18 months, and we're looking forward to meeting you, our participants, very soon. So, the aims of this webinar: we're going to go through this afternoon the key features of the course, make sure that you're fully prepared for day one in your face-to-face session and that you know what to bring for this, to consider how essential the role of your school-based sponsor will be. And I really cannot emphasise that enough. We'll come back to that a bit later. We'll have a look at the importance of the assessment and how you are assessed, and we'll go through some frequently asked questions. So you are currently in Intake 3, Group 4. When you get communication from us, it will state this clearly on it. We've had an incredibly high number of applications this year, resulting in 74 successful places being offered. We have 84 successful participants between previous intakes, and we've currently had over 40 completing successfully their final assessment from Intake 2. I cannot stress enough that if you put lots into this course, you will get lots out of it. It is not a passive learning course. It's essential you really throw yourself into it. You'll be meeting me and my colleague John Angus very soon, and the first face-to-face session will really give you an idea about active adult learning. You are strongly encouraged to get actively involved and to share the journey with others and to engage in discussion and online learning activities. You are responsible for managing the journey you want to take, and you will be able to steer your way through all the resources we're going to make available to you. We will present you with a menu. It is up to you, with guidance, to be selecting the aspects that will be most helpful to you. It is an adult course, a middle leaders course, and at the core is driving school improvement. You will be able to tailor it to your needs and the needs of your school. We think we have designed an incredibly exciting journey, and participant feedback has confirmed this. Don't waste the opportunity provided, supported and funded by your school. As a basic overview, you must complete 2 essential modules and 1 elective module. There are also online courses that run in between these sessions. The 2 essential modules are face-to-face sessions and will be held at West Hill School in Leatherhead. You will have received the dates and times of these sessions within your welcome letter, although I will run through those in a moment. The sessions are led by our expert team of facilitators who bring with them a wealth of educational leadership experience from a variety of settings. Many of our facilitators are currently working as senior leaders, consultants, head teachers, or have experience of headship. We also feel it's really important to ensure our team includes experts in leadership across a range of settings, so our experience does span primary, secondary and special sectors. The elective module will enable you to consider the learning that has taken place within your face-to-face sessions. You will be able to select the most appropriate module from a menu. We'll come back to this in a little bit more detail shortly. The course is a blended learning course that encompasses face-to-face days, the school-based project and online learning. The school-based project is the most crucial aspect of the course and enables you to focus upon a school improvement initiative, to consider your learning throughout the course and to drive this work forward. It has real impact, and it has real impact to you and your school. It's really valued by previous participants. We'll be looking at the school-based assessment task and the assessment of this a little later this afternoon. So, a little more detail on Module 1 to start with. Essential Module 1 is called Leading Teaching, and this will take place at West Hill School in Leatherhead. It is a face-to-face session, and I facilitate this course alongside John Angus. We are looking forward to meeting you on the 9th of March, and details of this have been included within your welcome letter. The module focuses upon building a shared understanding to a commitment to the principles that underpin effective teaching and learning. There's a strong focus upon you, and I think that's the most vital part of the day, looking at you, your strengths and your areas for development as a leader. We will look at leadership qualities and the skills that are required to lead effectively in a variety of situations, and we will look at the importance of your team and develop your awareness of the impact of team dynamics. The day is complemented by an essential module online course that begins on the 5th of March and runs for 3 weeks. This has started earlier for your intake due to the number of you that couldn't make the initial date. So although we won't be meeting you before we start that online course, that is a facilitated course. There will be someone responsible for your learning and that you have contact with throughout that course. If you've got any concerns, there will be contact details at the end of this presentation, and you should have received a welcome letter from us. For the online course, it's really important you get amongst us and work your way through the project's activities and reading material presented to you. The face-to-face day will provide complementary materials. The online course is not dependent on the face-to-face days. You must throw yourself into it with gusto, and our experience from previous participants tells us that the online discussions are really easy to navigate and the experiences have been really positive. Essential Module 2. So once we're through Essential Module 1, we're on to Managing Systems and Processes. We call this EM2. Again, this is a full day and will take place at West Hill. Rachel Watt and James French will facilitate this module. It focuses on the role of team leaders implementing whole school policies with their team in a really systematic and consistent way. The module will explore a number of models and theories of leadership and considers the relationship between leadership and management. You will learn about the importance of effective management structures, systems and processes, and will consider the importance of planning at a team level. Again, a 3-week course will follow the face-to-face day. This facilitated online course will begin on the 11th of June. In September, you will choose one of the self-directed learning electives available. We will provide information on each of the elective modules to help you decide which module to do and which is right for you. We advise your choice is delayed until your school-based project becomes clear, and the course will begin in October. Your choice might be guided by your Essential Module 1 diagnostic report, something we call a 20Q that we'll come to in a moment, or it might be by your preferred learning style or your assessment task focus. Discussion with your school-based coach or sponsor here is vital. More information on that coming up. To support this, in September, we will have an assessment tutorial, an opportunity to work with an experienced assessor to gain advice about the assessment project. We will look at Exemplar and provide useful advice and guidance. You will get an assessment handbook at the start of the course anyway, but the full details of the assessment project are there, but it's just nice to talk to someone about your project face to face and to have a chance to pore over those materials and discuss them with colleagues. So, preparing for your face-to-face day. So let's focus upon the first one. It's really essential that all participants do a bit of preparation to promote the thinking and get the right mindset for that face-to-face day. It's important that your school-based sponsor, your coach, supports and encourages you and really engages with you from the beginning so that they and the school get the most out of the course. You may need to engage them in this yourself. The nature of adult facilitation is that we don't provide all the answers. We will guide you and support you in finding the right questions to ask, but your journey is your own. Your questions and needs will be different depending on your education philosophy, your experience and your school context. There is a little preparation and reading to do before you come along. So the introductory letter should have a checklist of these tasks to bring with you. Now, you'll first of all do a diagnostic. We call this a 20Q. This is a 360-degree tool that leaders sometimes use to have a look at how they perceive their leadership competencies, but also how those in your team do. It will show strengths, but most importantly, highlight areas for development throughout your programme. It is linked to our leadership competencies for NPQML that you will be assessed upon and provides powerful evidence for you to draw upon. You will receive an email inviting you to complete the diagnostic and to select a minimum of 3 raters who will also complete the diagnostic tool too. Now this is quite important, and sometimes they might need a little bit of nudging to make sure that they have finished it. It is so important they do that because the resulting report will form the basis of your work for face-to-face day 1, but also for your whole project. You need to download it, print it and bring it with you. The coach and the sponsor, discussion with them is crucial. We normally recommend about 6 meetings with them a year, and that's for you to organise with them. We will ensure this recording of the afternoon's webinar is made available to them, and we can go into a little bit more detail about this role in a moment. Contribution to the online community. Now we have an online CELTNET site. It's important you familiarise yourself with the content and the layout. Introduce yourself to that online community. Journal. If you could bring with you a notebook or a journal to record your thoughts and reflections along the way, it helps to show the journey and your development. It is essential for work on school-based projects and informs your final assessment. This could be a notebook. You don't need to spend any money on this, but it really is a vital part of the course and will provide evidence. There's a think piece. So you've been sent something called the Top 10 Leadership Qualities by David Hackler. It's been sent out to you. It's very short, please read that. We'll be doing an activity on that on the first day. And then to complete the Enneagram test using a link provided. It's a 5 to 10 minute activity, but bring the results with you. As we've said before, you will get so much more out of the day if you really prepare well. So starters you mean to go on and really get stuck in. The aims of that first day are here. I think the main thing is that through that day that you really understand the key elements of NPQML. We will be looking at your strengths and areas for development, and as I said right at the beginning, we're going to focus upon you. So it's your personal strengths, your personal areas for development, and your personal desires for how you would like to progress as a leader. And you'll have an opportunity to share that, but also for us to share understanding of outstanding learning and teaching. We will help to put everything into place, and it's usual to worry a bit that you're feeling a bit overwhelmed with all this information. It is normal. It will be really fine, and it'll be absolutely fine. The first face-to-face day will help you to navigate your way through it and find your personal pathway. Several elements of the course are online, and there is an online community with the NPQML SCSN site just for you. You'll have received instructions about how to log into this community and online course materials. If you do have any problems accessing this site, please do let us know so we can assist you in advance of the first face-to-face day. There'll be links to the pre-course tasks and reminders about key dates. So the sponsor. Now this is vital. Their role is particularly important when we come to the Assess School-based project, which we'll look at next. Support and challenge are the key words. They really do help develop your leadership skills. And our experience is that where this relationship with the coach and sponsor works, it becomes fundamental to your success on the programme. Regular meetings are vital, so try and pin them down and pencil these in early on. From feedback, 6 meetings over the year was the norm. They do have to assess you in a way at the end, and it's their comments that the assessors tend to read first. So the more that you can involve them at the beginning, the easier that will be when you come to your final write-up. So, the assessment task, the end goal. You are required to lead a team for an extended period of time, and we normally recommend at least 2 terms on an actual team-based school improvement priority. When you undertake your 360 diagnostic, your 20Q, before your first face-to-face day, you will start to explore the leadership competencies that you will eventually be assessed against. We will be giving you some finer detail on this when we meet you on day 1, and they're listed on the next slide. I think it is important to remember with NPQML, the letter Q, it is a nationally recognised qualification and assessment is crucial. For that reason, it is assessed by a third party, the EMLC, the East Midlands Leadership Centre. The project really must link to your school development plan, and it will be unique to your school. Your coach, your sponsor, is important here. It must be relevant to you in the school, a real piece of work benefiting the school. They are paying after all. It is a huge investment in one time of your release, but to the amount that the schools do pay for this. And from feedback, the most positive outcomes have been when this assessment task really does improve something within your school, and it gives you that feeling of accomplishment and of success. It doesn't have to be a whole school. That's more senior leadership, level 2. But at leadership level, at middle leadership level, leading a team might be a phase team, a department team, a year team. It might be a small group within your school that you bring together just for your task. So the competencies you are assessed on, here they are. There are 7 here, and you'll be looking at these in the face-to-face days and through some of the online learning. So you need to consider, how do you develop against these competencies? And your coach or sponsor is vital in assessing this and verifying you have met these to a high level. Your project should be designed to show you can demonstrate you can meet these 7 competencies. Modelling excellence in leadership of teaching and learning. Well, this is what you're already doing in school. The learning focus will be your project, and inspiring others will be about the others on your team. But have a look at the other 4. These are about you. And this starts with your first face-to-face day. And even before that, your 20Q, your pre-course task, your diagnostic, and your Enneagram. The competencies are used as the basis for the tool and will provide from the 20Q really valuable evidence. When we assess the final projects, we find the participants find self-awareness to be the most difficult competency to evidence. And this is where the journey comes in. Your notes in this and your reflections are evidence in themselves. If you have a difficult meeting or conversation, you can reflect upon it later, make a few notes. How did you feel about it? What did you do? What could you have done? And your diagnostic will again help here. So, possible focus for assessment might be from one of these areas, or maybe more than one of these areas, and it really depends on your school improvement priority. So the professional discussion with your sponsor is essential. You are leading a team, whether that be a small team or a large team. Most people tend to choose pupil progress, but it really is up to you and your coach, your sponsor, or your head teacher. But remember, you are assessed on your leadership competencies, not on the project. It's your leadership competencies that are important. It is really vital to keep your head informed as well as your coach. By paying for you to undertake the course and releasing you, they have made an investment and they are really keen for you to succeed. They're also accountable for school improvement and must sign off your work at the end of the course. We would recommend that it's not a requirement of the course that you present your work to the leadership team or governing body towards the end. This gives you some credibility and visibility within your own school for the work and the efforts that you've put in. And finally, we are really looking forward to work with you. We hope you're as excited as we are. We feel it's a really exciting opportunity for you. There's some contacts here. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you all very soon at the face-to-face day. If you have any questions, I will go through the pop-up chat boxes now, but otherwise please jot them down, bring them along to your face-to-face days that are coming up soon, or use the email addresses that are found here. Thank you.